Good morning, everyone. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading and try to practice as long as needed, as much as needed on a sim account before you go live. All our education, all our videos are educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our signals as long as you are responsible for your own trade. And please, it is strictly for education purpose only. That's why we are sharing our signals to the public. Um, for the ones that just don't know our system, we have a three different automated trade. You can follow the signal on the automated trade. As an example, we have an ES. As you see on the market analyzer, we have an entry price 277650 and the target 2765.25. At the moment, from the last entry signal, we have 59 ticks. As an example, NASDAQ, we have a sell signal at 7139, target 7107. At the moment, we already hit the four targets. That's why we normally start around 10 o'clock live. But because we're about to have a new signal, we are done to the downside. And then maybe we share the newer signal when it comes. The same story comes on the um forex and stocks. You can you can follow those signals. At the moment with the forex, we have at the moment 141 pips into the profit, and you can see every single instrument what it's doing. Also for the stocks, you can also activate your auto trade on the stocks, forex, or future trading. Um, Let me cover something before we start. This is a 3 minutes chart. Just 1 second, please. This is the 3 minutes chart. And as you see right now on the 3 minutes chart, we just hit the target on the 3 minutes chart. This has been done with the automated trade. There is three ATM, full automated, and an ATM strategy. Then, if we have another different systems are trading from scalping, A scalper, B scalper, and we have a new auto trade as well and a swing trading. As an example, right now we have the YM on a swing trading based on 1 minute. So we will leave it here to see how far we can go with that today. And this is your Nasdaq base on 1 minute, and we have the DAX. We have the DAX on a larger time frame has already nailed 5,000 euro on that trade. All of this DAX took that trade. You know, one thing I like to use the ATM strategy. The reason I like to use the ATM strategy, not the fully automated strategy, because I can extend those target if I want to. On a full automated trade, once you hit the target, it's finished, it's over. But on the ATM, you still have the same entry signal, but you can manage your stop loss, your trailing stop, and your trailing stops are based on the floor and fibs. So your trailing stops are not dummy trailing stop, and that is we can always hide the trailing stop behind the trailing stop on the ATM, and then we can see if there is a potential for further drop down. So, uh, so, but if you are on a fully automated trade, once you hit your target, it's done, and you cannot control your uh, you cannot control your trailing stop or stop losses, not unless if you want to override the auto trade, deactivate the auto trade, and you can do it manually. Of course, you can do that, but I like the option that let the system from the market analyzer and this chart let the system take the signal. They all have the same entry, ATM strategy, or fully automated, and then I can control my trade how I want it to be trade, or if I want to close position, then I can really tight up the trailing stop or hide behind this floor and fibs, because now they become resistant, and see if there is a potential for further drop down. As you see right now, we have a reversal. Our reversals are not a repaint reversals. Our reversal are genuine reversal. And then here on that market analyzer right now, we have 65 ticks based on the last entry, not the whole day, based on the last entry signal. NASDAQ 183 ticks, YM 190, 20 ticks gold, DAX 161 ticks, 29 ticks on the CL, 4 ticks on the 30-year Treasury bond, and 83 ticks on the future Forex, the euro dollar. So at the moment, we have 749 ticks. That is based on one contract on the market analyzer. And in here, it is we are using two contracts, but you can use also one contract on the market analyzer and on the chart. I'm sorry, on the auto trade. But the market analyzer is based on 1 minute and is based on one contract only. As an example, here on the ES, right now we have 925 based on one contract, 75 takes on the two contracts. We are 1900 on the ES. So because we are using two contracts, and on the market analyzer we are using one contract. So this is really something, and it is all a plot on the charts. You don't have to optimize, tweaking, do anything. You just turn it on, turn it off basis. So this is really something. As you see here right now on the CL, it is exactly the same number on the market analyzer, because we are using one contract and we are using one contract only. So so right now on the swing trading, those swing trading you are watching, we are on a 1 minute swing trading, and on that trade, we are around 1700 DAX, 5000, and YM almost 1500. Sadly, the 1 minute on the ES already hit the target and closed. If we look at the ES, took one trade long time ago, and it was done. That's why you don't see me showing the ES. We started around 7 o'clock. We had one losing trade, so we had an entry at 721, and it was one target, and it was done on the ES, and it is really, really nice. So in order for me to rerun it again, all what I have to do, reload the chart, and you can reactivate the auto trade and let it go for another run one more time. So this is really easy to do, and that's why now the ES chart is closed, because already hit the daily target. And the sad part on it, all of them are on 500, but we missed that trend here because we already hit the daily target, so it's not going to take any more trades. It's finished. So we are done to the short side, and now we are waiting on a signal for a long side, and we will see once we are done with the downtrend, we will have a buy signal. It's very late right now. Once you see those two yellow lines, and now the ES has dived into those two yellow lines, you will find out very soon. Those two yellow lines, we've been working on them for now a couple of 3 years, and they are extremely accurate. And once this market, we have two yellow lines in here to the downside, and we have two yellow lines on the top here. So once this ES hit between those two yellow lines, that means the short trades are over. The short trades are over. So now, if you are taking the short trades in this area, it will be an extreme high risk. Uh, They are 8 out of 10 accurate. Now, sometimes it could be the sell off a lot and can go a little bit overboard, but in the on a normal day, that it is extremely accurate. And also, for as a future trader, it is very nice to look at the 15 minutes to see what those institutionals are doing. And as you see, for the 15 minutes, we had an entry at the 2762.50 target hit. And right now, we are hitting a major support area on the 15 minutes. Once you look at the 15 minutes, you will get the idea where those institutional is going to be taking a profit, or if what this direction, especially the ES, is the 500, is presenting 500 companies. So the ES is the best signal in the house to look at the market overall and to see if it is what direction we are going and where it is the limitation. So this is an immediate um, the once we hit the target, most of the time the market retrace. And as you see right now, we are start coming with a double support at 27.50.75. That is indicating that this market is no longer valid to the short side. And to go and magnify that, as you see right now, we have the reversal. Those are not a repaint reversal. And if we are looking at the 15 minutes, it's telling us the party is over to the downside. And if we are looking also on the 3 minutes, it is very uh, good to look at those because it can give us the direction. And you can see we are already hit the target in here, and uh, and we know now the limitation to the short side that is no longer valid to be taking any short trades. So the hands are off to ignite a new trade to the short side, and it is really if you are a good trader. I know we have not covered, and it is very hard to cover everything, but I will be uh, covering very soon how to reverse this market because there is a lot of potential on money in the reversal. If you know what you're doing, there is a very good um, to catch the trend from the bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom. It's not a piece of cake. Absolutely, it requires a little training, but actually the money is not trading with the trend; it's reversals. If you have the proper tools to reverse the market, it is an extremely profitable, and the risk rewards are amazing because what you're trying to do, if you have the right tools, you're trying to um, there is a few techniques you can learn that the risk and the reward. it is extremely, extremely good. A little risk with a huge reward, because as you see right now, there is a plot, a double reversal, pullback re-entry, but it's not valid anymore. There is no interest anymore to the short side. So that is going to be start. If you notice, this market is start losing momentum to the downside. So right now, if you are out of any trade, you hands off at the moment until we can try to see if we can find any reversals. I will be covering a little bit on the reversals, and let me. I'm not set up to teach today on the reversal, but I like to see if I can get some tricks on in here, showing you how we can reverse the market. It is an extremely um, powerful. Um, One of the things I'm very much against the Ranker bar to trade with the trend because they don't work. I like to trade with the trend on um, um, the minutes, because we can find indication where the we can look the true trend on the 1 minute. But is one of the things before the Renko bars came out a few years ago, 6 years ago or something, we used to rely on the range bar to identify the reversal. There is a lot of tricks in the reversals, but here is one of the puzzle on the reversal. It's not the complete picture. I will try to make a complete picture out of it. But as you see here, we came in to a double support. It should be out of the band. I will go ahead and add those indicators. And then you have your symmetry reversal, and I will, and then you have the trend exhaustion that indicating that we have a reversal with the band. And I need to put a couple indicators here to show you how we can predict reversals. And the money is actually in the reversals. So right now, as you see now, we are losing momentum in here. And um, but at the moment, based on one contract with the market analyzer, we are 87 ticks on ES. The entry signal was 2776.50. The target was 2755.75, which we are already hit that. The Nasdaq, we are now 244 ticks. YM 244 ticks. Gold down 5 ticks. And then the DAX 165 ticks. CL 35 ticks. 30-year Treasury bond. Lately, the 30-year Treasury bond, I mean, last year was moving much better than now. I don't know what's going on with the 30-year Treasury bond, but there's a lot of stability on the 30-year Treasury bond. But the movements is not the same like last year so far. 85 ticks on the future euro dollar. At the moment, total uh, uh, ticks is 843. Now, do we need to trade all of them? No, we don't need to trade all of them. But especially for the guys have a smaller account, and if you are following one ES, one NASDAQ, and one YM, forget the rest, forget the rest, forget the rest. So if we are on even a smaller size account and you are following those signals, at the moment you have 81 ticks, 242 ticks, and 229 ticks. So this is not bad. And the total of trading those, even if you have the most expensive broker, the total investment based on one contract, ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, you don't have no more than $1,000 immersion. Let's say $1,500, So you still almost nailing almost 100% on this. So, and for the ones who have more money, of course, they can spread out. One of the tricks in the future trading is then going 4 or 5 contracts on the ES or 4 or 5 contract on the Nasdaq. This is one of them that you can spread out your investment on a different instrument. So, in case, let's say, if you are trading today the gold in conjunction with the YM, Nasdaq, and ES, and the gold is taking south, is going south. So become irrelevant those 13 ticks because you are already have 3 different horses running in that puzzle. So it is very strongly recommended that spray out your risk, not so let's say depends on your account, of course, but it is better if you have 2 or 3 or 4 horses running, and if one of them passed out on you doing the trade, or there is some problem, or it could be it's not about your system, it's not about Ninja Trader, or it could be that market got stuck in a channel, which we have showed last week and this week, how sometimes a market gets stuck in the channel and is refusing to give you money. And there is nothing you can do if you don't, if this market refusing to give you money and it got stuck in a channel, there is nothing you can do until this market break out those channels. So this is a really serious business, and a lot of traders has failed to read when the market gets stuck in the channel between a heavy resistance or a heavy support, and that it is a nightmare actually for a trader. If he cannot read that, this is a really serious problem, and he will be suffering with his trading, whether he's automated trading or a manual trading. One of the tricks I like to, especially to our members, on every, the DAX also took one trade, 31.27 on the 280. So missed one more here. Okay, that's fine. One of the things you can do, folks, especially our members, on every auto trade on the top, if we look in that area here, you have our auto trades, you can direct this market short only, long only, close position, or pose. Yeah, but don't pose the auto trade while you are in trade. No, because we had a guy did this, and he got upset why the auto trade did not. Yeah, pose. That's when your auto trade is not in a trade, and you have some kind of call, or you gotta go pick up your children from school, or you gotta go pick up your car, then you can put the pose on it, and that means the auto trade is going to run, but it's not going to be taking a trade. Okay, but you cannot take a pose on this one here because we have one guy and posed this auto trade, and he left the house, and he was expecting to come back and see the same numbers. No, if you click on the pose here, does not mean your broker is going to hold that price for you. So please, it is very important. I never thought I have to explain this, but we had a guy, a brilliant guy. He thought by clicking a pose button, that's mean the broker is going to hold that price for him. So that's not true, you know. And so a closed position, we all know what does that mean, a closed position. But let's say if you are now come in and you find out you are late on those trades, and now you want to try to turn on your auto trade. As we know right now, the CL it is over with the downside, and we know the ES is done with the downside. So you can activate long only, and because from like what I have told you, when this market goes down between those two yellow lines, is going to be projecting somewhere, some here. It's not overbought, oversold thing, you know. I don't believe in overbought, oversold. What about supply and demand? Does not work this way. But most of the time, 8 out of 10, there is nothing in this market 100%. But most of the time, this market comes in between those two yellow lines. Now, because of that target, and maybe it's going to go down to see as one, two bars, and then it's going to be projected, but it is over to the downside. So this is what I call noises here. It is no longer valid to do anything with it. So if you are turning on your auto trade today and you can see yourself, you are late to go short, then you can turn on your auto trade and you can say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and tell this auto trade to start taking a long trades only. So in this way, uh, uh, you know, uh, you're telling the auto trade to take a reverse trade. So once one and one is two and everything is in order, and then the auto trade, especially the swing trading, is not going to miss any trade, and then is going to take when everything is in the strategy, the proper numbers and trends, and then this auto trade it will be taking a long trade if you don't want to deal with a reversal tricks, and take a reversal trade. Then you can turn on this auto trade, and then you can direct that auto trade to go ahead and start trading long only. And vice versa, if you come into the market and you see this market is finished to the upper side, and now there is only short trade, you can also direct your auto trade to take short trades only, because we don't know now. I mean, we know it's over. It is due for reversal. And let me see if I have a couple minutes. I'll try to set up a chart to show you some of the tricks on the reversal. And so this is really as you see right now, we are done. Come in between the two yellow lines. We have two reversal fired up on this, and the five is higher than four, and now we are flirting with that target number. It is the key for the future trading on the ES. It is a key number. It's not just a normal target with a fixed base, 25 ticks or something. No, uh, the entry, the target, the trailing stops is all calculated by the market movement. So could be today you have the target here, the next trade it could be a total different ticks and a total numbers. So it is based on the market movement. So it is a really smart system uh, to to do the calculation constantly, and you are updated while you're not doing anything. You just keep looking at your fib lines and you're trying to see the target. And we are not uh, relying on an indicator as much as trying to predict the market and trying to see where is the keys, the magic keys in this market. This is how you need to trade the future. It's not an indicator following the market with what we need to predict this first bar, where it's going and where is the projection. And if we want to take a trade, how far that trade is going to take. If I want to invest 15 ticks or 10 ticks in a stop loss, I need to know how much I'm going to be getting out of that trade if it's on a 15 ticks stop loss or a 10 ticks. What is my risk and reward on that one? So at the moment, right now, you see the NASDAQ has not closed position yet. On the swing trading, there is no optimization required, and there is no um, you don't need to fuzzle with the trailing stop and stop loss and target. The swing trading, it is a very friendly use. If this market is moving, we're not going to be missing the trend, and the auto trade is going to stay on that trade until the party is over, until the party is over to the downside. As long as there is a potential short, that auto trade is going to stay on that trade. One of the benefits in that direction is by taking too many trades does not mean uh, you are taking a lot of risk. And when you have a losing trade, winning trade, losing trade, you are really exposing yourself to the market constantly. But once we are grabbing the right direction and we are connecting to that trade and it is going to our favor, one of the biggest mistake people using the dummy trailing stop, and then the dummy trailing stop on the first pullback is going to get you or stops you out and get you out of a good winning trade. So it is not. It is very well thought that for that trader, if he come in and come into the trend, doesn't matter if it is a Nasdaq, ES, Dow Jones, whatever. Like here, like this one here, we started around 7 o'clock, took the trade, is done in one shot. If we look here, if you have a normal auto trade with a trailing stop, doesn't matter if this one a DAX or a Nasdaq or YM, doesn't matter because you're gonna see the same movements maybe tomorrow on the YM. But if we have the trailing stop on that auto trade, you would have got out right there on the first pullback. Let's say you have extended the trailing stop and now you have 25 ticks based on the pullback. By the time you get here, you're gonna get knocked out. So it is especially we in our experience we find out that the traders don't understand sometimes the tricks with the trailing stop and the stop loss, and then you have to give a lot of space for the market and let the market go back and forth. And you have to give it a lot of space for this market in order to work for you. As an example here on the ES, we have the trailing stop is based on a floor and fibs. Okay. And now this market, I don't want to get exit out of that trade. I can hide behind the trailing stop. The trailing stops, they are constantly calculating where is the support and the resistance. They're not a dummy trailing stop. And also, when you are automated trading, the trailing stops sometimes move backward and forward, a little bit backward and forward, like you do manually. The auto trade is taking those trades like you trade manually. It's not like some other auto trade we have, like here, taking a long and a short like a normal auto trade. This is a normal auto trade with a swing trade in and trailing stop and and all that. But on this one here, we are we are looking at this market as you are trading yourself and all what you need to do looking at the numbers. So as an example, if I wanted, I can auto trade, let's say the Nasdaq. And as you see right now, the Nasdaq is on 2430 395. I can look at the technical point of view from the NASDAQ and I can decide if I wanted to close that position or I'll need to keep on that trade. As you see right now on the NASDAQ, we are hitting on the NASDAQ 706150. Trust me, guys, it's going to be rejecting from this area because every time you have a double support on your zone, those are your less than $1 a day on the 7062, that NASDAQ is not going to go anywhere. It's going to require a lot of sales in order to break it. So this is giving you direct indication where is my limitation on that auto trade if you want to fuzzle with your auto trade or you want to overwrite your auto trade or you want to make a decision to maximize your profit on that trade. You can do that because by knowing that right now on the Nasdaq, I know this is my limitation on this Nasdaq, and and then I can close position. I can override the auto trade by putting a trade here, and I can say I want to close one of them. Or but the minute you do that, you are deactivating the auto trade. The minute you do that, overriding the auto trade, you are deactivating the auto trade. So be careful. Try to learn that on the sim, please, before you, because if you put a buy signal right there and the market came in and hit here, is going to deactivate your auto trade, folks. So be careful how you are playing your cards and try to do. Um, Ninja Trader have so many nice uh, tricks in their platform that you can use it to your benefits. So try to learn as much as you can on the sim. Try to learn the tricks of Ninja Trader, and then it will be life much easier on you. So, um, okay, on the full range ES also, we already, this is the scalping. We nailed 800. We have one trade, one losing trade, and then one, two, three, four, and it was done. Look at this four range as an example. You can see how this market in that area here is flat. So it is very important to have a daily target, because in those area here, let's say in the on the scalping, you could have give all your profit away back again. So this is very important to have a daily target. And once you hit your daily target, you're gonna say, you know what, and I'm done for today. On the Ninja Trader 8, all the scalpers are market order, and the B scalper is a market order, and also this one here, the scalper on 150 ticks, uh, it is also market order on the 150 ticks. ES one trade, two losing trade, three, four, five, and it's done. And we started around 7:30, and the first trade was 7:50. This is not bad. So the scalpers are done for today. So there is nothing we can do right now except wait on the new signal. And no, Ben. Actually, I wanted to start the Ninja Trader 7 today to cover the reversal, but for the guys, they know me. I'm not at my main office. Actually, we still have this contract over in 2 weeks. So I'll be more comfortable when I get to my main office. But um, I will try to cover uh, on the T7. But here I'm limited what I can do. Uh, I will try to. I get more comfortable with when I'm at the main office. But right now, I don't have the T7 running, Ben. But I will try within a few minutes. Try to cover a little bit about reversals, or maybe I'll leave it for another day and take my time with it. Ben, but we did the webinars on a reversal. We have done a lot, and and, and on Monday uh, we need to cover the new auto trade with the new updates. But I wanted to do okay, for the T7, the new auto trade. We are we have not released the latest version, but I need to teach you guys on Monday with the new auto trade, and we have indicate those we have put those new instruments filters in them, so we need to cover them, and then once we are testing the trailing stop, the stop losses, everything is working okay. There's no bugs. Yes, sir. It will be a NT7 version. Yes, sir. Uh, Once we secure it for NT8 and NT7. But at the moment now, we just released the NT8 for you, the basic version, and you have the basic version. But once we are done with this new update, the second phase have two more entries and more filters, and and then we will be releasing both of version NT8 and NT7. Yes, sir. Actually, I still like the optimization on NT7. I still like NT7. Even NT8 is a newer product, but I feel comfortable with NT7. But we have to move on. You gotta move on. So it's like you have your favorite old shirt and you need to get rid of it. And so that's how life it is. I think it is, as you see, there is nothing left on the short trade with the uh, with the with the ES, and now we actually looking for a new signal, and I hope we will get a new signal. At the moment, based on the last entry signal, we have 1,000 ticks into the profit, and the total amount of those ticks, each one by one. At the moment, we have 103 ticks, 306 ticks, and 292 ticks on the YM. As you see, the gold is not moving. So this is going to happen probably tomorrow to NASDAQ, ES, YM. I don't know. But you're going to have some days where this market is not willing to give anything, or certain instruments is not willing to give you anything. CL, it is. If you want to cover the CL, this is not a long trade right now, guys. There is a lot of buyers, and the trend is very strong. Everything looks good, but don't jump on the horse yet because there is no long signal right now, and most likely this is the true average price. If you don't know that, maybe our chart looks very clean, but the small details they are extremely accurate. The true average price on the CL is 56.38. Most of the time, the future market get rejected from those accurate numbers. As you see on the ES, the true average price is 2763.50. And you bet once this market come into that direction, it's going to stop. You know, it's going to take a lot of buying power to overcome that number. So again, key the keys in the market, the magic numbers in the market, the future. That's what it is giving us the drive, giving us the direction, not an indicator. As you see right now, the CL is coming to this area, 56.55. And I don't know if this trend is valid. I have no idea because um, it could be a lot of fake orders to the long side. And once the market trying to come and get filled, they cancel those orders. It is the oldest trick. So as you see here, I don't believe it till I see that market has crossed this line that can identify the trend because those the ones they are relying on how many sell and buy orders. As you see, when the market is going to come to the 56, 55, all of them going to be disappearing. If you have 1,000 order on the CL on that number, all of a sudden you are alone in this number. There is not only very few hundreds on this number, and they all disappear. You know, so uh, you, you cannot rely on what you see. An order has been plotted in there. What we wanted to see the buy-in. Was how many people in the market trying to break that number, not the orders. This is a very, very confusion for a guy. Don't. So as you see right now, we are flirting with the 56, 55, and that is going to determine for me not the total buy-in orders or the sell-in orders. This is going to identify for me if this is short from here or a long from here. You know, at the moment we don't have a long signal, so I want to see if this market fell to break this 56, 55 to the long side. That's mean we have a short again, and this market is going to go back retesting the 56.37. So watch this market very carefully. We're trying to identify if this market, look at this, look at this. I don't know if you can see that on the YouTube, but there is a blue line. I don't know if any of my traders can see this blue line, 56, 53, but I put it on one tick above is 56, 55. So this is here. It is the key to see if this market plus is followed by the trailing stop, our trailing stop. The trailing stop here, the first one is a minor projection trailing stop, is a floor in Fibs. And the second one is a major projection at, yes, sir. Thank you, Ben. And 56.64. So then once we break this one, and that one, that can confirm for me right now we are going to the long side. Anything below that number, we are only looking for short. The opposite of your indicator by now, look, we have a reversal. We hit the target. This is a reversal and target and long. If the one are reversing the market, but the one they are trading with the trend, by this time right now, you are going long. Your MACDs, your ATRs, your momentums, every single indicator pointed this market up, but it's not up. It is a pullback re-entry. It is one of the oldest trade, guys, for the last 28 years. I have seen so many systems come in and go, come in and go. The only thing has been holding for the last 28 years is identifying trend, pullback, re-entry. That equation has not changed since late 80s, early 90s, until today. It is extremely accurate, and you should not jump into the market on the first breakout. You should not. So as you see right now, the CL, guys, not too many can come in live here, and it is very hard to come in live and show the system and accuracy like we do. And as you see, day in and a day out, we pinpoint the ticks. Where is going to project? Where is going to support? Where is going to hit the target? Where is it is? We're not saying we are perfect, but we can say we are 80% accurate, and welcome to trading. As you see right now, the CL, it is struggling on that magic number, So despite those 20, 30 indicators on your chart that become irrelevant, as you see, this is a short trade, and this is where 90% of the amateur trading, by now they are following that indicator is pointing up because it's following the history of the bar. So by the time they're taking along, they see this market going the other direction, and this is a frustration to a trader. Also, if you are also a manual automated trader, by, let's say, if this, whatever auto trade you are using, let's say any kind of auto trade, and now the auto trade took a trade right there. And the first things this trader is going to say, the auto trade didn't make money on that trade. No, because this auto trade took a trade in the wrong direction, in the wrong place, So, or maybe because you are not aware of it, or maybe if you are aware of it, you can. I know most of auto traders don't like to touch anything. I know, but if we are in that direction, maybe I need to pose it or make it short only or long only. I tried for the last few years ago. We tried to. We had a webinars. We used to open to the public. Everyone come in, and I tried to show the traders how to trade using those buttons and pose the auto trade and trying not to get emotionally involved in the trade, but to try to understand your levels and you can manage your auto trade. I fell. Um, Out of 100 trader, there's only five traders follow that steps and they did very well. The 95 didn't even bother to try. So I know the guy with auto trade doesn't like to touch any buttons, don't like to do anything, but eventually you have to, sooner or later, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, after you spend so much money on the products, you will understand that uh, you have to get involved, some kind of involvement with an auto trade and a human when you put them together because you have the common sense and let the auto trade do the calculation. When you put those two together, you will become like a silver bullet in the market. When you are blind and you are relying on an auto trade, if this auto trade made you 5,000 today or 6,000, your lucky day. And if today your auto trade didn't make money, welcome to trade it because you are at the mercy of that auto trade, whatever auto trade you're using, and you're not invested any time to get yourself educated in the market. But when you are combining a human and let the auto trade do the calculation, now we have a silver bullet, and without it, it's very simple, folks. You can learn what is the autopilot on an airplane, but does not mean you are qualified as a pilot. Trust me. So if something goes wrong, you don't know what to do, and you're gonna be crashing. And this is exactly by learning how to turn on an auto trade. Yes, you can survive, but if something did go wrong, you don't know. You don't know what to do. Very sad. Again, the CL is trying to break the 56.54, and uh, again, the CL is having a problem breaking those areas. Okay, now there is a lot of buyers. It's coming. Very good. And now we want to see if we are going to have a long trade on that one here. Don't. We will get a new signal. A lot of buyers, as you see, when you see it is blinking like this, means a lot of buyers trying to break that area. If you notice, look at this. This is a lot of buyers trying to break that area here. So I don't need to look at numbers. When this one is blinking, I can see that from the corner of my eye and keep my eye on the bar. And now the buyers is trying to break that area and move in this market to the different direction. Let's see if they are able to do that or they're gonna fail. So I know what's going on the CL, and I will be watching, but not active, watching, calculating before I jump on any decision. Because right now on the CL, folks, we are in a very critical area. We crossed the heavy resistance. We have a minor floating fibs, and this is a major resistance. So uh, we need to see, we need to verify that CL is going to the long side before we make a decision. And as you see, when it's blinking, that means it is a lot of buying power coming in, trying to break those areas. So, so this is really critical area, and you should not be touching here the CL. And this is another thing is timing that you don't decide when you take a trade, folks. You don't decide when to take a trade. the market decides for you. As you see right now here on the CL, there is nothing to trade here because the market is going between long and short, and there is a key factor in there. So I cannot make a decision in here. I need to see how this market reacted to those areas before I make a decision. And I want to jump on the wagon and trying to go long and short, because right now here it is a key between long and short. There is two direction here to this market now, and I don't want to play guess game on that one here. If this market able to break the 56.64, now we are thinking long. Anything below the 56.64 is a pullback, re-entry, short. You know, with all the respect to your indicators, they are invalid in those areas here. Even your auto trade, whether it's from us or somebody else, your trade here is very invalid. So uh, let's see what will happen. So as you see how the CL is stopped, folks, you see why? Now you understand why that CL has stopped right there. Right? Look at this, folks. Look at this. You know, that it is not just CL. You always have to think what you are doing in the trading. And as you see, it fell. So now, which one of you would dare go long? Okay. The problem is not, don't think yourself, because some of them, they say, um, I'm having a problem with the trading because maybe you're not looking at the market in the proper way, or you're maybe not educated enough to find the tricks in the future trading. And this is something is going to happen on an ES, YM, and NASDAQ. And if you are not careful, yes, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, especially in 2019. It's going to be filtered a lot of traders in 2019. Absolutely. It's no longer a piece of cake, you know. So as we see here on the CL, it was projecting from your trailing stop, from your auto trade. Now you start understand when we have taken a short and we are hiding behind the trailing stop. And I don't know. I don't want to know right now. This one here is overcooked. I don't want to know, or I don't want to predict anymore on the ES if it's going to drop further down or not. Now we have a projection at that number here. This is not my problem right now. Technically, we are done with the ES and should close position. But right now, if there is those guys, the ones they moved the market, they decided to take it all the way down, that's very fine. We're ready. But I'm hiding my trailing stop behind the automated trailing stop. Those are based on two floating fibs. So this is for me to be knocked out of that trade. It has to be 100% sure that there is no more short trade. There is no more short trade. You know, so uh, as you see with the CL, those the trend stop they got rejected from the trend stop. The buyers tried to break those level. They got caught in here, and the CL fell. Now, this is where my main concern, all the free education and all that, is not about calling a trade as much. I don't want to just call it a trade. I wanted to let or try to let this trader. Yes, yeah, I cannot say that on a YouTube, but yes, you're right. There is those guys. They know how to play the retailers. They know, but this is right now what I call the beginning of this volatility on the CL. And with you, when you are trying to auto trade any kind of auto trade, your auto trade is gonna take left and right. This is not the problem, but now this market is start getting tight, and this is where this market we you, you cannot simply take a trade at the moment on the CL. So that's why I'm saying you cannot decide when the markets open doors for us. This is where we need to jump on it when you are educated enough. And when the market doors are closed, stay away. You're not big enough. You don't have inventory. You have no impact on that market because you have an auto trade and a couple lousy lots on an ES. You're not going to be moving that market, folks. There is somebody else much, much bigger than you is moving this market. They know your limitation. They know your stop losses. The biggest guy, it is 25 ticks. From 15 to 25. They know all those tricks, you know. But for this guy here on the CL, I will not touch it. I will not touch it for any price. So the only time I will touch that CL either on a reversal or when I have it verified, it has crossed all those numbers. If I don't know what's going on, I will follow the signals. When it tells me to buy, I will buy. And when it tells me to sell, I will sell. Those auto trades here, the ones connected to this market analyzer, they give you one signal short. They're not going to give you two signal shorts in one trade. So, in other words, they give you the sell signal and they give you the target, and then all the details is right there in front of you. Now, the auto trade is not going to take a long trade until the short trades are finished. Okay. So, right now, and that it is going to avoid a lot of volatility when the market like here, this auto trade will not take any trade because he give you the entry and the target. That's it. And the only time it's going to give you a new signal when we have a long trade one more time, you know, then he's going to give you a new signal. So all this volatility here, you are avoided because if you are following that auto trade, you got the entry and the target. You already hit the target half an hour ago. No, actually 45 minutes ago. It gave us the target and it was over. Okay. So from the 45 minutes ago, when the target was here and told you target hit until now, what you have made on the ES? Nothing. because the ES is flat. Okay, so this is where you are avoiding all this volatility and you are sticking with the technical signals entry and sell entry and buy entries. So at the same time, when you are learning or you are using that system, it might take you a couple of 3 weeks, or maybe it could be 4 weeks before you start getting the rhythm, and you don't need even a trader room or somebody, an instructor to. I mean, we're trying to teach here, right here, live on the YouTube, trying to teach the system, but within 3 4 weeks you start getting the habit in it and you start get used to those tricks in the market, and you don't need to be paying for a room and for this guy to call in a trade for you, because the trades are called on your system. So we're not saying we told you half an hour ago to go in long on the 2776. It's all documented right here in front of you. Okay, right now the CL is trying to climb on the last entry, the last projection. And if we are breaking this area, now we are about to have a new signal on the CL. So let's watch. Okay, we are done with that. We have a buy signal. Wait, don't do anything right now, please. Do not go with this long trade on the CL, please. Do not. Why? The auto trade will fire a trade right there, right now. If you wanted to take that trade, I don't know if you can see that we have a resistance line at 56.67. So if you wanted to do it manually, not with the auto trade, you need to put it at 56.69 limited order, buy long limited order. And you're not going to be able to hit the target either right now, because we have a resistance line at 56.90 and a projection at 56.98. So this is a struggling market at the moment. So this is a struggling market at the moment. So now the auto trade took that trade, and it is a struggling signal. Let's see. As you see here, we have, I don't know if you can see that. I need to change those color. We have a resistance at 56.68, a 56.71, problem 56.79, projection 56.88, resistance 56.90, and a target 56.97. This is a very troubling market, you know. So be careful. Try to be on a sim with it. Don't go live with it, please. This is where we set to put your trade at 56.69, limited order. And it is struggling exactly what we said, those numbers. Then the next bumper is going to be at 56.79, and stand using the target, try to use below the resistance, and let's see what will happen once we climb to this area here. Then we decide if we wanted to put it to the 56.97 or just call it off from the 56.97. This is a very struggling market at the moment with the CL. What time is it right now? Now it's 10:50. It's too early for that. But we're gonna hold on to see if we can get a new signal on the ESYM. If there is a drop on the CL, if there is a drop on the CL and you're not in the a trade on the CL, there is also another potential for that CL is an entry at 56.56. And if you want to play it right, you stay on 56.68 on the breakout, or on the pullback, you can enter the market limited order buy at 56.56. Here's the trick why. If you are taking a trade from 56.59 or taking the trade from 56.56, this is the same stop loss. And this is where most of our guys, the ones we know for many years, we've been trading together for many years. What they do, they take the trade from the 56.56 and their stop loss is 56.52. You know, there is only 4 or 5 ticks stop loss because either that line is going to hold or not. This is how accurate those lines are. So when they are doing it manually, they only need 4 ticks and 5 ticks. We have some traders, they only use it 4 or 5 ticks of stop loss, and they are very good at it. You know, they've done after so many years, they know exactly what they are doing. So this is a very struggling market right now, and it's, eventually it's gonna go up, but it's teasing us now a little bit. We'll see what will happen. There we go. Okay. Once we break that area here, folks, 56.72, your second step is 56.79. You know, I'm just giving you, and you go on the final destination 56.88. We will get there when we get there, but right now we have a problem at that line 56.72. Once we cross it, we have a second line 56.79 projection in conjunction with the resistance at 56.88. This is a problem. So sometimes if you are automated trading, you're fully automated to trade, your full automated to trade is going to put the trade at the target. But this is again when between a human and a machine, when I see a resistance and a projection, maybe I don't need to climb to the 56.97. Maybe I will call it off at 56.89. So this is a uh, because the auto trade, the fully automated trade, you cannot play with the targets. Or let's say you have two contracts, I can take one here and one here below and play in it safe. But when you are using an automated trade, fully automated trade, because the system comes with an ATM strategy and fully automated trade. So this is a problem for you. When you are on a full automated trade, you cannot control those trades. You know, the auto trade is not unless if you want to overpower the auto trade and deactivate the auto trade and then manually take those trades. So I strongly advise you to use the ATM, not the fully automated trade, because this way, you know, take a short time and then you start learning uh, uh, how things work without you knowing. Before anything, you find out that this market, you start know how the market move, and you right away you become a trader on it actually. Yeah, because everything is plotted on the chart. You don't need to use your head. You don't need to use your auto trade. Everything is right there. You can use the entry signal on an ATM, manage it. Uh, for the ones that would like to go to sleep when they are in live market, maybe this is not your best auto trade, then you can use any different kind of auto trade. You can use those kind of systems. But on this one here, for the ones that want to learn and they wanted to do something with their life beside their, you know, if they put their time in on it, they can go somewhere with it. You know, on the auto trade, you will be at the mercy of that On the 30-year Treasury bond, we actually I have not looked at it in 2019, the 30-year Treasury bond. Uh, we have the scalpers are doing extremely well on the 30-year Treasury bond, but I have not. I lost interest in the 30-year Treasury bond, Gary. I don't know. It was running much smoother in 2018 and 2019. I mean, the whole market is not smooth, but the 30-year Treasury bond at the moment, I'm not interested in it. Let's go back on the technical side. If you notice, the same story we have seen on the CL when the CL was having a problem on the trailing stop two a few minutes ago. Okay, it's the same story here. You see, guys. So those are your trailing stop one and trailing stop two. Those are very well calculated. So even if you're not a technical guy, you can always, as you see, I put my trailing stop because I don't want to use a dummy trailing stop. I wanted to break even plus one tick, and I can manage it. But this market climbed, and then got projected from that area here because anything below that area is short. Anything above that number, the key, the key in the market is more important than your ATR and your momentum and all those indicators because what they do, they follow the markets. But the keys are the magic for the futures. The first bar, we need to know where is this bar going. I don't care what happened here. Double top, double bottom. What is that? Triple top, triple bottom. What is that? Doesn't make sense to me. All this nonsense. As we see from the technical point, that the ES is having a problem on the last floor fibs. Is the end of it. I will not buy anything below that number. The same thing happened on the CL. When everything was in order, I took that trade. So if this one makes money, very good. Sometimes it fell. Sometimes the market go back to the support line at 56, 55. But I'm aware of that. Okay. I'm aware of that. So right now, this ES, I'm staying away from it because now we are entering the critical area between long and short on that instrument. And especially if you are auto trading, you know, uh, if you're auto trade taking a trade on those area here as an entry, whether it's short and long, any kind of auto trade taking a trade in this area, by luck the market did go in that direction and then you made it, but it does not mean from the technical point that your auto trade made that money, but you just got lucky on that number. Okay, because this is a very critical area. And now you can see how this ES going backward. Actually, we have a lot of traders. Uh, uh, as an example, you have an entry on the CL or ES or NASDAQ. They don't trade it. Do you know what they do? They wait on the pullback and they enter the market from trailing stop one and two. It's not the auto trade will not do that, but they do it manually. Why? Why they do that? Not be, they're very clever. The reason is if you are taking a short trade, Gary, this is you've been trading for 30 years, Gary. You know what I'm talking about. Gary, this is the key point here, look at the sell. You see, um, when they are taking the short trade, where is your stop loss? Is only 5 ticks, you know. So the risk reward is amazing on it. So that we have a lot of traders that wait on the pullback and they take it manually because the pullback re-entry from those numbers are not on an auto trade yet. But I will use it. I will make another auto trade based on the pullback re-entry from those levels. But right now, the auto trade is taking a signal target. I don't want it to overload the auto trade with those. So now the ES, there is a projection on the ES at 2753, is climbing again to retest this number here at the 2758. If we are able to break that area, now we are in a good hands. If we are able to break that area, we are in a good hands. Then we are taking a long trade. As long as this ES not breaching the 2758, 25, I'm not looking for a long. I'm not. Look where the CL, when we are trading, I know exactly the limitation. 56.56 is the major support area. And it is the major support area is finished. So if this market gonna break this area, I will close it if I want to. Or if I wanted to, I can pull back a little bit and hide behind the floating fibs trading stop. So right now, the ES is trying again to break the 58.25. And if it did, then we are having a new signal. And if it don't, that's me kiss it goodbye from now to 12 o'clock. You're going to be bump into a lot of volatility here. A lot of buyers. Okay, now they want to break that area. Let's see what will happen. The CL is going back again to our floating fibs at 56.71. Once we break it, we are going to try the 56.79. Let's see. You see what it is? Those are your less than $1 a day fibs. Okay, look at this. All right. It's struggling right there. Look, folks, look what happened to the ES. Fell. It fell. It's not about somebody sit down and just taking a trade. It is more important to learn how to fish your own fish, not somebody feeding you the fish, folks. We call the trade for you when there is a trade, but it's not important as learning yourself and trying to dig your own fish. So again, the ES, the ES is trying to go back and break that area. The CL is trying to get in the momentum here to break this 56.72. We understand that, and it's failing one after the other. Look how many times: one time, two times, three times, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Fell. It fell. We are on the same line. So this is your key on the CL. You cannot avoid it. And the ES fell to go long, fell. Was until now, the ES, this is where the volatility, and when we say when the market is not willing to give any, that's what I meant. It's not just flipping coins. When we say this market is not willing to give you anything, at the moment, the ES for half an hour going back and forth and going between a projection and support. Now we are aware of that problem. On the CL, we are aware of that key 5671. There is a problem there. We cannot just close our eye and say, oh, I'm good, I'm going to pull it. No, you're not going to pull anything, sir, on this one. Now the mood has been changed on the ES, and when the ES fell, now they are taking it. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of turbulence in here. Right now. This is where this is where, sadly to say that, especially auto traders don't understand that when the market is trending, you will be making killing money. But when the market is not moving, you're done for today. Sadly, uh, you get to brush off with that attitude. But now let's go back to uh, the key to see how those institutionals are thinking. We had a sell entry at 27.6250. The target based on the 15 minutes, 27.52. Fair enough. As you recall it, or if you go back to this video, we said we have a major support area. The destination for today's ES, the beginning of that video, if you go back to it, we said is 27.5125. Okay. The market is not bad. The market did exactly what we are expecting. We had a sell order. This is a different system. We have a sell order. We have here our symmetry. We had a buy sell order here. And then we have another system here, sell order at 27.62, plot the target at 27.5275. Fair enough. In conjunction with the support, exactly what the market's supposed to. Then we have a double reversal. Those are not a repaint reversal, and as you have seen how accurate they are. And the market stayed exactly delivered that ES, delivered as exactly we expected. So there is no gain here, and there is no play in here. It's done, it's finished. Hit the target. From the technical point of view, this one here is not over. And even if the ES, after we log off from the YouTube today, you need to put those on your charts because those are institutional numbers. The projection on 2765 and 6775, they are valid, extremely valid, followed by double resistance. So there is no way a guy came in here with his one ES or two ES is going to be able to break all those walls. This is not your game. So we cannot afford to trade 15 minutes. We are small people, very fine, but at least we can look what they are looking at and then go back to our size trading, and we can look at the 1 minute. We understand what's going on the 1 minute, and we can afford the trades on the 1 minute. We can afford the trades. What did we say happened on the CL? The CL support line was 56, 50, 56, 56, we said, and the market came in right at the support line. So, okay, now the ES is going back to retest to see if we are able to break that area. So it should not be frustration a market because actually the market is moving as expected. There is no surprises in this market today at all. It came in, struggled here, give you half an hour, is telling you, hey, I have a problem here. I have a problem on that line here, 56.72. 11 times the market telling you I'm having a problem here. So then it's telling you here is the support, and now we are in a big mess on the CL. So for this trader is not aware of that and is taking left and right to trade and getting frustrated, getting pissed at everyone. Actually, the only one you need to get pissed at yourself because you don't know how to read the market. We still into to the long side on the CL, and as long as we are holding on the 56, we still on the attitude on the long side. The ES is told you has we are having a problem in that area here, and the ES is going back and forth to the support and resistance and the floor and fibs for the last half an hour. So it's telling you exactly what happened. And then if we look at the bigger picture, it's telling you we delivered what we have told you, whereas the sell signal, target, reversal, support line is telling you everything is right. So there is nothing wrong in there. There is no play today in the market. It's actually very clear what's going on. And for the guys that know how to scalp the market, this is an amazing day for scalping. If you are light-handed with the scalping, it is an amazing day if you want to grab a couple ticks here and there. I mean, in the older days when we did the ES, not the mini, it was no mini ES back then. On a days like this, we sit down and play by 1 and 2 ticks. Used to be our favorite days when the market was not moving or around the holidays. You sit down, but right now the stakes on the ES is nothing. Is a very small amount, but on the bigger ES, it makes sense to take a couple ticks here and there. So folks, there is nothing left right now. We have explained to you what the technical side on the CL and ES, and there is nothing we can do. I want to say thank you very much. It's been a pleasure serving every one of you. Please be careful, with this volatilities. And now nothing is moving in this market, so be careful how to jump in. God bless you. And if we tomorrow have a free time, we'll be more than glad to come on the YouTube at 10 o'clock Eastern time. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye.